Coffee cup on the Karen, if 16 from last July. Sun sneaks through the curtain, dust just dances in the light. Miss Wheeler on the chair back, one sleeve hanging to the floor. Funny how the little things still wait for you at that door. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same old blues. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I try to move on, try this town, but every street just circles round to a front porch, to that sundress, to the way your name still sounds. Still talking the same spot underneath that busted sign. Ray laughed about the letters, swore they'd fall on us in time. We grab fries from Middy's Diner, drive out where the black tie bends, watch the headlights disappear, talk like we were more than friends. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same one roots. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I tried to move on, tried this town, but every turn just doubles down on that gravel road, on that first kiss, on the way your name still sounds. Mama still says she sees me buying gas out Highway 10. She just smiles and says, you know, son, she talks about you now and then. I just nod and change the subject, talk about weather, talk about rain. But when I'm driving home alone, every drop spells out your name. Tell me, do you still remember? That's a town County fair. You got stuck up on the Ferris wheel and tangled in your hair. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same blue eyes, same old truth. Every plan I'm walking through feels like it was meant for two. I try to move on, try this town, but every drink just wears me down to that soft smile, to that soft sound. The way your name still sounds. I say time is like a healer, I say time's a stubborn mule. Dragged you through the same old memories back behind that high school, where we carved our little initials in the bark of that old tree. You wrote forever's just a word, but it meant something then to me. Do you ever drive past there now? See two letters out of clerks? Do you ever roll your window down? Feel something burning up like us? Guess I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. could gon' move on. The coffee cup gon' move on. Cause I'm still in love with you. Yes, I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. Like it rainbow. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Coffee cup on count. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Cause I'm still in love with you. Cause I'm still. You were late to the diner on Main, hair in a knot, coffee stain on your sleeve. You laughed it off, said, guess it's my day. I thought, please, let this girl never leave. You stirred that cup like you had all year. Told me your dreams, how you're scared to be seen. Neon name tag, tiny town fears. I just kept staring, you just kept being. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in, humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you sat yourself down, turned a lonely booth into sacred ground. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around. Found my forever just past sundown. We drove out past the county line sign, truck bed blankets, crickets humming soft. You traced your name on my rough, tired hand, said, promise me you ain't running off. You talked about leaving this town someday. I talked about coming wherever you go. You said words are cheap, hearts are paid in time. So I've been paying every mile, every road. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in, humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you sat yourself down, turned a lonely booth into sacred ground. small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around. Found my forever just past sundown. Your mama cried on our wedding day, tissue stuffed into that worn leather purse. Your daddy shook my hand a little too long, said love her fierce, for better or worse. Your dress was simple, your smile was not. Band in the corner, kids chasing fireflies. We said I do as the sky turned red. I swear I saw heaven in your eyes. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you wore that white gown, turned an old barn floor into hallowed ground. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around. Found my forever just past sundown. We fought one night about the bills and the rent, voices too sharp in that tiny hall. Door slammed hard, pictures shook on the wall. I went outside staring up at it all. You came out quiet in an old football shirt, bare feet cold on the splintered porch rail. You said I'm scared, I ain't giving enough. I said, darling, that thought's gonna fail. 'Cause it's burnt toast mornings, long work days, babies crying, we're both late again. But love's in the dishes, love's in the dust, love's in the choosing each other, my friend. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in humming some old country song. Just past sundown, when the world wears me down, you're the living room laugh, you're the soft steady sound. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around. Found my forever just past sundown. One day these boards might creak under cane, silver in your hair, stories in our frames. We'll sit on this porch, counting porch light bugs, trading old jokes, trading old shrugs. I'll hold your hand, marked by the years, all of our failures, all of our cheers. You'll say we made it farther than we planned. I'll say I'd start it all over right where we began, at that same old diner on a Tuesday noon. You wipe a table, catch my eyes still shy. I steal a sugar packet.
The smoke's dancing in the sunbeam through the kitchen pane, just like it did that summer when the world felt fresh as rain. Your mama's apron on the hook, the scent of biscuits warm, and outside the cicadas coming through the coming storm. We were young, we were foolish, we were brave, we were bold. The story in the making, waiting to unfold. Oh, that faded photograph creased right down the middle. You with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, a promise heaven made. We'd walk down to the creek bed where the willows hung so low, watch the minnows dart and shimmer in the current's gentle flow. You point out every wildflower and give each one a silly name, while I carve our initials in a sycamore tree's frame. That tree's still standing tall now, testament to time. Just like a love we planted, the ceiling so sublime. Evenings on the porch swing, the crickets starting their tune, talking about our future beneath the harvest moon. You'd lay your head upon my chest, I feel your steady beat, swearing we conquer mountains with calloused hands and feet. We didn't have much money, just a whole lot of hope, and our love that felt as boundless as the skies wide, endless scope. Oh, that faded photograph creeps right down the middle. You with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, a promise heaven made. Then came the lean years when the crops just wouldn't grow. The worry etched around your eyes, a silent, weary show. But you never once complained, never let your spirit bend. Always found a silver lining right up till the very end. You'd hum a gospel hymn low while patching up my jeans. The strongest woman I ever knew, it truly saved. coach dancing for that faded photograph. Oh, that faded faded photograph. Oh, that faded
that small town wedding, hair pinned up but your heart half gone. Said you came for the free champagne, not to watch two kids hang on. I was leaning on the back pew laughing, boots too loud on the old wood floor. You rolled your eyes when I tipped my hat, still you didn't walk out the door. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your picture on my dash, and names in the sand. You were just passing through, I was stuck in this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, look where we stand. You said love was a burned out porch light, malts and bad choices gathered there. I said love was a diner coffee, stronger when somebody cares. We split fries in that vinyl booth, stayed till they stacked the chairs. You stirred sugar in that midnight cup like you were counting all your prayers. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your coat in my truck, your dress in my band. You were set on the road, I was tied to this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Baby, I never had a plan. Your mama called me trouble in denim, your daddy just stayed in my tires. Said a man who's always chasing the rise leaves a trail of quiet fires. I stood there on your gravel driveway, hands empty, heart too full. Said, sir, I ain't much on talking, but I'll do the long hard pull. You reach for my fingers like you always do when you're scared. Every storm that's ever hit this town felt smaller when you were there. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, two chairs on the porch, one promise we planned. You were scared to believe, I was scared I'd just stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Yeah, we both took a stand. We had a fight about the bills the winter. Heat set low and the night set long. You said love don't pay these meters, I said love still writes a song. You threw my old flannel at me, said I'm tired of being strong. I wrapped it around your shaking shoulders, said it's alright to feel wrong. You cried into my faded collar, mumbled what if this all falls through. I whispered every time the world feels small, it gets bigger when I hold you. We fell asleep to a ticking furnace, moonlight on the hallway floor. Woke up tangled in the quiet truth, we weren't fighting anymore. There was dust on my boots, gold on your hand, past two notes on the fridge, big dreams in the pan. You were doubting the map, I was drawing our land, but there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. We keep doing what we can. Spring came up through the cracks in the driveway, dandelions where the snow had been. You laughed at the weeds like old friends, said look how they still get in. We planted a row of stubborn roses right by that leaning fence. You said if they can bloom in this hard red clay, maybe love can just make sense. Your hair pulled back in a red bandana, hands covered in dirt and rain. I thought if I lose every acre I've got, I still can't afford felt your pain. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand. You laugh in the yard, you ring like a brand. You were testing the soul, I was learning to stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, this rough little land. July on the football bleachers, hand-me-down fire in the sky, you leaned in. You were dust on my dashboard, coffee on my sleeve, laughing out the window at a world we had to leave. Sunday on the blacktop, your boots on my dash. You said love's just a moment, I swore it'd always last. We carved our names in oak wood by that rusted county bridge. You said you'd jump forever if forever meant like this. I kissed your words quiet under harvest moon and smoke. You said, boy, just don't you promise things you can't hold like a rope. But I'm still halfway back to you on every two-lane that I drive through. Every now leaving sign feels like I'm leaving you behind. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view, mile after mile, I'm missing you. I turn the key, but the truth shines through. I'm still halfway back to you. You packed 2 broken suitcases, folded fury, folded hope. Took the magnet off the fridge, left your ring beside a note. Said I need someone steady, not a storm in worn out jeans. I can't raise our kids on wishes and those half-remembered dreams. I watched your taillights shrinking like a prayer that came too late. Beer got warm there in my hand, my pride burned into shame. Neighbors watched through curtains like a small-town evening show. I just stood there in the gravel, let that gravel have my soul. 'Cause I'm still halfway back to you on every song the jukebox choose, every slow dance in this bar. I see your hands, I feel your scars. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view, mile after mile, I'm missing you. I spin in place like a truck can do. I'm still halfway back to you. I tried to hate your leaving, tried to curse your daddy's name, tried to blame this town, this house, tried to drown you in the rain. But your ghost drinks in my kitchen, wears my shirt and hums off key, reaching for that chip blue coffee cup like you're right here next to me. Oh, your toothbrush is on the counter, your dress hangs on the door. The grocery list you scribbled, still curled up on the floor. Milk eggs call mom flowers with a heart beside my name. I trace it with my thumb and wonder when forever changed its frame. Your mama meets me Fridays at that diner off the square. She still orders what you used to, leaves your portion in the chair. She says, boy, you look so tired, like you've driven through your youth. I stir my coffee, try to smile, but my eyes confess the truth, that I'm still halfway back to you on every future I walk through, every baby in a stroller, every hand on someone's shoulder. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view, mile after mile, I'm missing you. I swear I've changed if you Friday poker, sold the boat, paid off the loan, fixed the screen door like you asked, hung some curtains in our home. There's a garden out there growing where your wildflowers used to be. I learned to follow planting seasons like you taught me patiently. I talk to you at sundown on that back porch swing that squeaks, tell you about the neighbor's dog, how the roof still leaks. I practice all my apologies on the wind and on my beer. I say, girl, I get it now, but you ain't here to hear. Still I'm halfway back to you through every choice I didn't choose, every slam door, every fight, when I pick being proud over being right. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view, mile after mile, I'm missing you. I'd trade this house, this life, this pew, just to get all the way. Dust motes dance in the window light across the worn out kitchen floor. Another Tuesday, another quiet night, just like 1,000 nights before.
Fading photographs, memories turn to gray, like the old screen door slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, the whisper in the breeze, just fading photographs. Bittersweet unease, that rocker creaks by the empty hearth where we once dreamed of forevermore. Now just a silent, lonely path to a life that ain't ours anymore.
I trace the lines around your smile in that picture from '83.
Fading photographs, memories turn to gray, like the old screen door slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, a whisper in the breeze, just fading photographs. And bittersweet unease, the garden plot overgrown with weeds where your mama's roses used to bloom.
Now just a tangle of forgotten seeds,
Lost in the encroaching gloom.
met you at a county fair, August heat in the evening air. You laughed when I lost that ring toss game. Said, boy, you aim like you're half asleep. Cotton candy on your cheek, right there I learned your name. You had boots older than that dress, frayed ham, little sunflower mess, dust on the toes like you'd been everywhere. And I asked if you'd save me one slow song. You said maybe if you sing along. I swore I'd find the nerve somewhere. Now it's dust on my boots, you and my heart, and mud on this truck, but it still starts. Every road I take just leads me back to you. From that rusted gate on your daddy's land to a folded note in your working hand, baby, every mile and scar is proof I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. First date was that gravel road, tailgate down, sky full of gold. You traced your name in the fogged up rear view glass. You said, promise me you won't forget every sunset that we ain't seen yet. I said, darling, time can take its chance. We talked about leaving this one-stop town, but your mom got sick, you stayed around. I learned love ain't big plans, it's little things, like folding shirts in that old shop light, counting change late into the night. You still wore that fairground ring. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, grease on my hands from this worn-out pod, fixing up dreams that we drive until they're through. From that corner booth at the only bar to a midnight call under scattered stars, baby, every hard day pulled us through. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. Year 3 brought a thunderstorm. House went dark, but our hands stayed warm. We danced round candles on the kitchen floor. Your laugh said, look, the world's gone black, still can't shake this fool off my back. I said, he ain't running anymore. We didn't have much, but we had grace. Hand-me-down couch, tiny place, roof like to leak when the rain came hard. You taped a bucket above our bed, said we'll call it music instead, and we fell asleep to that dripping hard. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, rain in a pan like a fragile art. We turned every crack into something shining through. From the grocery list on a crumpled note to the coffee stain on your Sunday coat, baby, every little stain was me and you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you, but I've got you. People talk big about roses and diamonds, champagne, high city slick timing, but love's in the quiet when the paychecks are thin. In a late night drive when you're too tired to smile and you still reach over that last half mile, lay your head on my shoulder again. I still see you in that porch light glow, rocking chair, my old banjo. You hum off key just to watch me grin. You read those books with your tired eyes, circle houses we can't afford to buy, then draw a heart around the one we're in. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, paint on your hands from your wild day art, turning these plain walls into some sweet view. From a Monday stew in that dented pot to the garden rose in our backyard plot, baby, every crooked line runs straight to you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. like an old dirt track. Some days smooth, some days crack. We hit some holes that almost broke our frame. That winter your daddy passed on slow. You wore his jacket in the snow, cried in the truck till you said my name. You were pouring that third cup of coffee, Saturday crowd half asleep, sun sneaking in through the blinds there, dust dancing over your cheeks. You laughed at my worn-out ball cap, said, boy, that thing's seen some roads. I said, yeah, but I ain't seen nothing like you in this old zip code. I didn't know love till that cheap cafe, till cream and sugar and your first name tag. You wrote your number on a napkin, hand kinda shook. I kept it in my wallet like a worn-out book. Now every time the sunrise hits just right on me, I go right back to that corner booth, table 3. Didn't know love till you smiled across the coffee stain. You were working 2 jobs in a night class, I was fixing up trucks down the road. We'd meet in the parking lot half-past, counting our quarters like gold. Talked about getting out someday, but we never had much of a plan. Just a beat-up Ford and a mixtape, and your fingers laced in my hand. I didn't know love till your head on my arm, radio full of nothing, just a long stretch of dark. Radio crackling, but we sang our own words, 2 scared kids trying to sound sure. Now when I see a long road running out so free, I'm back in that truck, you're humming off key. Didn't know love till you fell asleep trusting me. Son, she deserves better. Stared a hole straight through my shoes. I said, sir, I ain't got much money, but I swear I'll never quit choosing her, win or lose. He looked at you standing beside me, hair pinned up, hands in a fist. Then his voice got low and shaky when he said, take care of my kid. We didn't have a big church, just a borrowed white dress. Your mama cried in the front row, I was trying to steady my breath. I didn't know love till that courthouse rang, 40 bucks in my pocket, but it felt like a king. Yo, I do barely whisper, but it shook my bones. We walked out laughing, calling 4 walls home. Now every time I hear some old vows on TV, I remember your hand trembling, saying them to me. Didn't know love till forever sounded that sweet. First winter the pipes all froze on us, we slept in our coats for a week. You burned the toast, I killed the heater. We both just stared and then screamed. Then you started laughing in that kitchen, barefoot on that cracked linoleum floor. Said if this is the worst it gets, babe, we're gonna make it, I'm sure. Summers you planted them daisies out by the rusted front gate. Got a second shift promotion, you tape my name up on the fridge with some tape. We dance in your old warm pajamas to some slow song humming through the wall. You stand on my feet like you always did, like we were kids in a high school hall. I didn't know love till we had nothing left, just a leaky roof, 2 beating chests, eating cold beans on a card table, laughing till 2, saying one day this'll be the good old days. Wanted you and me too. Now when the bills pile up and the world seems mean, I see you swaying in that yellow porch light beam. Didn't know love till broke fell rich with you and me. We've been rich, we've been poor, we slammed a few doors, we've said some words we didn't mean, but you're still that girl with the coffee ink on your fingers, smiling at me. So So if this old truck quits tomorrow and the bank comes calling our name, you can take all I've ever borrowed. Just leave me your heart. Met you in a bar off Highway 9, neon on your face, but your eyes were kind. You laughed at my boots, said this ain't some roads. I said yeah, but tonight they're yours to hold. 2 cheap beers and a George Strait song. You were humming off key, so I sang along. We were both a little lonely, a little too true. Didn't know I was meeting the end of my blues. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. I don't trust words, boys talk too sweet. I said give me some time and a front porch seat. So we sat there late, watching fireflies drift. You let down your guard like a slow sunrise shift. You told me about scars that you never showed. Your dad in his bottle, how you had to grow too fast, too soon. In a small town storm, I held your hand, promised to keep you warm. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. All burst, we were broke as the jokes on my faded work shirt. You were dancing in socks on that flooded floor. Said if this is love, I don't need much more. Wrapped up in quilts that your mama stitched. Heat turned off, but the moonlight switched on every dream we were scared to chase. You drew a little house, scribbled our last name, and you asked me quiet, do you see this too? I laughed through the shiver, said I only see you. We didn't have much, but we had that night. Fingers laced tighter than the dark and the light. I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. We fought in the kitchen about a week-long trip. You wanted that ocean, I was glued to that gig. I said, baby, I'm trying to make life right. You said, life's right here, can we leave tonight? Slam doors, sharp words we didn't mean. Your eyes got quiet like a winter field scene. I sat on a step, hands in my hair. You came down with a suitcase and a whispered prayer, but you set the bag by the front
said I'm still here, so let's get this right. We drew up a list on a napkin, ring number 1 on the page. We choose us each thing. We learned to say sorry before it blew up. Swap pride for peace, poured it back in our cup. We were building a bridge over stubborn ground. Each I love you was another plank down. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. One day we'll be old on that same front porch. You in your sweater, me with my torch, still lighting up candles on your late night cake, still holding you close when your bones might.
Dust motes dancing in the afternoon light through the kitchen window pane. Caught a glint off that old silver frame on the mantelpiece, just the same as it's been since you went away. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces. A love so clear like water in the river, now just a memory of silent, lonely shiver. Remember that old Ford rust on the bumper? We drove it down to Miller's Creek. Felt like kings, no need to speak, just the sound of the tires, a steady rhythm squeak, and your hand in mine, so soft and weak. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces. A love so clear like water in the river, now just a memory, a silent, lonely shiver. Mama always said, boy, don't you rush it, but your laugh, it pulled me in like a moth to a flame, a sweet, sweet sin. Never thought our story would ever thin, or that joy would ever truly begin to end. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces. A love so clear like water in the river, now just a memory, a silent, lonely shiver.
Sun coming up on your old screen door, coffee in your cup, bare feet on my floor. You laugh at my hair, say I sleep too late, but you still kiss my cheek, say we're gonna be great. Your suitcase sat there by that crooked chair,
I memorized every thread, every scar, every tear, till the day it was gone, and you're back down the drive, and the dust from your tires took the light from my eyes. But you came back anyway, pulled in slow like a prayer. I forgot how to pray. All my I'm fine fell apart in your name. Every mile you drove washed away my blame. I swore I lost, you swore it was too late, but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. I remember rain on that diner roof. You stared at your hands, said you wanted the truth. I hid behind pride like a worn out shield, too scared of the hurt that you made me feel. You circled your finger around your paper cup, said I can't keep falling just to watch you get up. I watched you walk out through that glass and chrome, and I called that night freedom, but it felt like alone. Still you came back anyway, like a song on the wind I once threw away. All my goodbyes, all my burning bridges turned into smoke and second chances. I swore I lost, you swore it was too late, but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. There were late night bars, there were strangers' names, two loud rooms trying to drown out your flame. I laughed too hard at somebody's joke, but the quiet walk home told the truth that I spoke. I kept your note in my glove box door, folded and worn like a prayer from the wall. Love isn't easy, but it's worth the scars. If you ever get brave, you know where we are. I read those lines at every red light, felt that shame in the dashboard light, till one small town sign in a midnight sky made me finally drop my pride. So you came back anyway, but not 'cause I begged, not 'cause I made you stay. You came back strong, you came back sure. Said I want your heart, but I need it pure. I swore I lost, you swore it was too late, but you stood right there at my front gate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. You said I don't need perfect, I just need honest. I don't want promises if you can't keep them. But if you're still in this, if you still want us, take off your armor, let me see you bleed, then heal. So I told you about the nights that I got it wrong, all the times I left when I should have held on. Told you about my father and his slam screen doors, how I learned to run long before I learned more. You didn't flinch, didn't turn your head, just traced every crack in the words I said. You took my hand like you always had, said we can grow good from whatever's been bad. And you stayed here anyway, even when the storm rolled in and the sky turned gray. Through every fight, every bitter word, every slam down phone, every hope deferred, I swore I'd lose, you swore you'd drive away, but you packed your faith for another day. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you stayed here anyway.
There's a porch swing squeak to our everyday half-finished projects in the yard halfway. Burnt toast mornings and lawn chairs at night. We're a little bit crooked, but we're holding on tight. There's a dent in your
Dust motes dance in the sunbeam, thick and slow, across the worn-out linoleum where our bare feet used to go. That old kitchen table, scarred from 1,000 meals, holds just a coffee cup now, and all that silence feels. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word, a melody forgotten, a song unheard, just fading pictures in a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. Remember that old Ford pickup, rust on the driver's side? We'd drive for hours, nowhere bound, with nothing left to hide. Your hand on my knee, the radio soft and low, talking about forever, like young folks always do. You know, we planned out our whole future under that big oak tree. Never once did we imagine what forever wouldn't be. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word, a melody forgotten, a song unheard, just fading pictures in a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. The porch swing still creaks on evenings warm and long, just like it did when we'd sit there humming some old love song. I see your shadow in the twilight, a ghost against the screen, reaching out for something that just can't be unseen. The way you laugh at my bad jokes, the crinkle by your eyes, now just a memory playing beneath these lonely skies. Time, they say, heals all wounds, makes the sharp edges blur, but some scars run so deep they just can't help but stir. When a scent, a sound, a feeling brings it all rushing back, like a freight train in the darkness on an empty, lonesome track. I try to hold on to the good times, the joy, the gentle grace, but the pain keeps on reminding of an empty, hallowed place.
You were laughing at the window, coffee steam on your cheeks, bare feet on that old tile, humming something off-key. Sun sneaking through the curtains, dust dancing in the air. I said, if this ain't heaven, then I don't think heaven's there. 'Cause I could sit on this front porch forever, watch your hair catch that late August sky. Every crack in this concrete is better with your hand in mine, letting the day roll by. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. You were mad about the dishes, I was late home from town. You talk with your hands flying, I just tried not to drown in the flood of your blue eyes, in the way your voice shakes when you think that I'm not listening, though I always stay. 'Cause I could sit on this front porch forever, even when thunder splits the sky. We can fight about nothing and then get better, losing find each other in the same old life. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. First time that you kissed me, truck door slammed too hard, color on the ceiling, from dancing to some song. Oh yeah, you fell asleep on newspapers, rolled up in my shirt. I carried you to our tangled sheets, swearing I'd never let you hurt. And the doctor said the word once, you just nodded, stayed brave. You cut your hair in the bathroom, laughed and said less time to shave. I learned to tie bandanas, you learned to trust my lies, when I swore you looked like sunshine with that tired in your eyes. Every storm we walked through shaking, still your fingers laced with mine, turned our fear into a promise. One more day is still on time, and we just sat on this front porch together, counting pills and passing time. You'd say, tell me about forever, I'd say, girl, it looks like you tonight. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. There's a crack in the step by your rocking chair from the night that you danced in the rain. There's a dent in the rail where you threw your ring when I forgot your birthday again. I'm sorry, there's a hard carved paint in the splitter wood, two initials, 1 July. Every mark on this porch tells the story of every reason why. cone, shoes by the door in piles, homework on the table, braces, tears, crooked smiles. You cried when our boy left for town 3 hours away. I held you on this old swing till the sky turned gray. Now it's quieter at supper time, just a clock and what we say. We move a little slower, let the songs all fade, but you still steal my flannel, claim it when the nights turn cold. You still reason why. There's a crack in the step by your rocking chair from the night that you danced in the rain. There's a dent in the rail where you threw your ring when I forgot your birthday again. I'm sorry. There's a heart card paint in the splintered wood, 2 initials, 1 July. Every mark on this porch tells the story of every reason why. Kids grew like summer corn, shoes by the door in piles, homework on the table, braces, tears, crooked smiles. You cried